What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, let me tell you, this one right here, we ended up hitting legend, and I did not think we were gonna do it. I did do my sets for Friday, so that means I do not get to start the new season. But we do end up getting legend, and I hit it on my fourth set, and then on my fifth set, I was lucky enough to get the Pika Libre. So I'm gonna go ahead and show these battles here. Me hitting legend with this team. This is a 700 point climb from the 2300s all the way to legend to make it to legend. So and this is also my first time hitting legend. So if you guys can show some support, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna start the new season. I'm gonna have battles on my alt account with the new season. So we are gonna have videos uh starting the new season, but that will be later on, either today or tomorrow, either or. I'm not too sure, but yes, I did these off stream, so I did not do them on Twitch, but I did do a lot of the battle, like the two videos that I did upload with this team in Catch Cup already. I did end up doing them on stream, so people should have known this team. But either way, yeah, let's go ahead and get to these battles, right? So they're gonna throw a rock slide. I know I can live a rock slide. They're gonna come into their Trevenant. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the move here, and I do believe that they don't have a shield, so we're gonna end up winning this game. And yeah, so now we're gonna hop into the next battle. And just saying, none of these legends were being nice to me. They were all being a-holes. So none of them gave me a free win after seeing that I was pushing. It was the last day. Could have been courtesy, common courtesy, but either way, it's okay. They didn't do it. Um, Congratulations on your wins, you legends. You definitely deserve it. But either way, Trevenant obviously is not a very good lead for me because they can shadow ball, and it puts me in a range where they could just shadow call me down. So I'm able to reach another rock slide here, but it is not enough to KO. They did double shield as well. So now I can come into my Lonely Ninetales, and I have to take this shadow ball. I can't really shield, to be honest. So I'm going to take the shadow ball knowing I can take the shadow ball. They come into a Registeel, and then I'm going to switch out into my Venusaur to try to get to this Frenzy plant before they get to a move. And I do believe that they're going to end up throwing the Zap Can here, so I'm going to go ahead and let it go through. And they do throw the Zap Cannon, but we don't get a debuff, so I'm going to be able to throw another Frenzy without being debuffed. And it's going to be it's going to be close to enough to be getting, so I'm going to go ahead and shield this next Zap Cannon. They do get the debuff this time, and I'm going to overfarm, and I probably could have overfarmed a little bit more, but I wanted to be safe here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw right there. They come into Trevenant. I'm going to try to catch here. We do end up catching, and now they come to a Carbinks. Yeah, this is not looking good for us. I needed to get another weather ball off at least, and I don't believe that this frenzy plan is going to be enough to KO, and it's not. So yeah, GG's legend. You definitely deserve that win using Carbinks. Um, so now we're gonna now we're gonna see Credillion into a Galarian Stunfisk, and this is fine because I'm gonna go ahead and throw after 5 bullet seeds, making sure that I'm throwing on good timing. If you guys want a video on how to throw on good timing, comment below. I will make a video on how to throw on good timing. And they end up switching out to a Whimsicott. I'm gonna stay in and throw a Rock Slide here, and then at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and let them throw. I was trying to catch, but I didn't catch. It is just the grass now. I'm gonna go ahead and switch out into my Venusaur. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Probably the Moonblast. It is the Moonblast. It's gonna do a lot of damage, and for a resistant move. But we're gonna be able to get to a Frenzy Plant with some extra energy here, and it's gonna be enough to KO them since they threw a resistant move at me. I'm gonna throw a resistant move at them as well. And I think I could have probably baited here, because we knew that they were gonna shield. They do end up shielding, and at this point, I can let this go through. Maybe it doesn't matter because they didn't even let me get to another move. Now I'm gonna switch out, and we're gonna come into our Ninetales as our Venusaur does go down. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It's just an energy ball. They end up catching and CMPing me at the same time. Very good play. As you see me trying to switch out, but I can't switch out because it is CMP. So now I'm gonna try to farm up extra energy here, and I guess I didn't realize that I had the grass knot because what I could have did was threw the weather ball and then throw the grass knot to KO. But either way, I'm not too sure if they undercharged it here or not. It was just not enough to KO. But they do end up getting to a move and then KOing the Galarian Stunfisk. And we're at the weather ball, so we can throw the weather ball, but it is not enough to KO the Jumpluff, and one more powder snow is going to be enough. Now we're going to see a good lead here. We're going to see Lantern into our Credilli. They swap out into a Trevenant, and I'm going to go into my Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to go ahead and shield this just in case that they, if I don't shield it, that they end up trying to fight for Switch. So I'm going to go ahead and throw for the Weather Ball after gaining a little bit of some energy. And they go ahead and let it go through, which is pretty good for me because now I do have alignment here. I'm going to throw in CMP as I get to the Dazzling Gleam and they get to the Surf. I do believe this is CMP. It is CMP. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. It is just a Surf. And now I'm going to farm up extra energy, try to get to the Weather Ball. We do get to the Weather Ball. I didn't think we would make it to the Dazzling Gleam, so no point in me going for the Dazzling Gleam if I don't make it. Now I'm going to switch out into my Venusaur, and the reason I did that was because suspecting that there was probably a flyer in the back. And look at this, there is a flyer in the back. So I'm going to farm up 3. I'm going to do 3 bullet seeds. That is equal enough to 5 fast moves, 5 wing attacks. So make sure that I'm throwing on good timing. And we're 1 away from the next move here. We do get both their shields. This one's going to be no shielded since they have no more shields, but it's not enough to KO. And this is looking pretty tricky. So how do we win this match? So now I'm going to farm up energy here. They tried to catch, or I don't know what they tried to do there. I think they tried to catch, but they're going to go ahead and throw more energy. I'm going to go straight for the farm down here. And since it is we're at the Sludge Bomb and they're in Sludge Bomb range, I'm gonna go ahead and go straight for the Sludge Bomb. I don't know if a Frenzy would have KO'd from that point. I don't want to risk it, so I'm not gonna throw a Frenzy and BM. Now we're gonna see a Lantern into our Credilli, and that is really good for us. And then they swap out into a Pelipper, and we're gonna go ahead and start chucking out these rock slides. I know most likely this is going to be a bait. It is the Weather Ball, it is a bait. So now I'm going to go ahead and straight go for the rock slide again. See what they want to do. They do end up shielding. They're down 2 shields. I'm going to go ahead and shield this, hoping it's the Hurricane. It is the Hurricane. Now I'm going to farm up extra energy. And I realized why I threw them bad timing, because I don't want them to throw a Weather Ball at me. So that is the reason why. But at that point, maybe them throwing a Weather Ball at me would have been the correct play, because now, as you see, this is going to be looking really tricky. And I also make another mistake here. I should have went to Venusaur to try to catch the Sludge Bomb. So I could have sacked the Ninetales and then had Venusaur with energy. As you can see, I can't throw there. The reason why is I can't throw there is because I probably should have actually threw, to be honest. But I don't think it would have been enough to KO the Lantern. So this game was completely pretty much hard for me to win. I guess I needed to take more damage on the Credilli, to be honest, so it had less damage. But we're gonna go positive here and get a Scraggy as our encounter. We're gonna make it up to 2970 something. I can't see, it's a small screen. But now we're gonna see a double into our Credilli. And usually I was switching out when they would switch in as a safe swap, but since it's in the lead, I'm gonna go ahead and stay in. They're shielding, which is really weird. I'm going to go ahead and let this go because most of them are running wild charge. They don't have payback. So this is another reason why I'm staying in. And every time I swapped out, I was getting hit with this with the wild charge, which was making me lose the matchup. So this time I choose to stay in. And they're going to make it to another move. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. Since they went down shield, I can go down and shield as well. And let's see if they want to shield this or not. They don't want to shield this, so we're going to win the ones. They're going to come into a knockdown, and we're going to barely make it to this rock slide. We're going to see if they want to shield. Do they want to shield? No, they don't want to shield, which is fine with me. So now I can put this alignment up against my Alolan Ninetales. They're going to go ahead and throw their move. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. It is a Sky Attack, and they're at another Sky Attack. Now I have to shield. I should have threw, but I was worried that they were going to try to catch. but they're not trying to catch. So they let it go through, and in the back is the Whimsicott, and I throw in bad timing, I do believe. But either way, we're gonna get the shield here. And now I can swap into my Venusaur, get to him, move right before they even get to him, move, throw the Sludge Bomb, and call it a GG. Nice game. So yeah, now we're gonna hop into the next battle, and we're gonna see Credilli up against Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen or any poison jabber or any poison type is really bad for the team. I did not expect to see poison. Nidoqueen actually was looking pretty good, to be honest. I was thinking about making one, but I did not have a good one, so I didn't want to make one. And I already had one, so I didn't want to make one. Now they're gonna come into Haxorus. They let me throw the move before they even get the breaking swipe, which is fine. They're over farming. I'm gonna go ahead and shield just in case it is the earthquake. It's just a breaking swipe, so they do bait me, and they're letting me get to another move here. So I'm gonna throw the weather ball, and they give me the next shield, which is really good. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this because once again they did have residual energy, but they just keep throwing these breaking swipes, which is fine. Now we're really debuffed here, and to be honest, I probably should have swapped out at that point, but I did not end up switching out. This is fine because we can actually live Ice Punch here. And this is a rank 1 Venusaur. And I knew that they were going to try to catch, so I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit more energy, as I don't remember how much energy the Nidoqueen had, but I did want to overfarm just a little bit so I can make it to the move faster than the Poliwrath would, and we're actually able to take that game. So now we're gonna see Bastiodon, a legend, already hit legend. We're trying to hit legend. Do they give us the win? Spoiler alerts. No, none of these legends were being nice to me. They were all being a-holes. They were all just trying to win for some reason and gatekeep me from hitting legend. That's cool. But either way, I do end up shielding one, and then they swap out into a Vileplume, and I'm like, double grass? Is this double grass or what is this? So I'm gonna come into Venusaur because I know that I can have a better matchup with Venusaur. And just in case if it is a Medi or another grass type in the back, I can actually win that. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't throw because I wanted to make sure I had energy. Then I'm gonna throw on good timing here. We do end up throwing on good timing. And let's see, do they want to shield? They do want to shield, and which is really weird. So I'm gonna throw one more Vine Whip to throw the Frenzy Plant. Do they want to shield? They do want to shield once again, and they end up throwing here, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I am actually able to make it to the Grass Knot here, and now we're gonna see what's in the back. They have a Wigglytuff. Oh, I remember this this battle, and because I didn't throw in good timing, they are actually at the move now, so they could just throw right away. Disarming Voice is enough to KO. I need to Bullet Seed them before they farm me down, but nope, not able to, and we're gonna end up losing that game. Well, not losing it, but we end up tying. Um, Now we're gonna see Poliwrath into our Credilli, which is pretty bad for us. But they're farming up a lot of energy here. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. No, I'm gonna shield. Um, it is a Scold. They're gonna switch out into a Ferrothorn. This is looking not good for us. And then I end up CMPing them, which is really bad because this is gonna. No, I thought it was gonna be enough to KO, but it's not enough to KO. We're gonna be able to get this Grass Knot off, and I'm not really too sure what I should do here, so I'm gonna come into my Alolan Ninetales. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, hoping it is not a Flash Cannon. It is a Mirror Shot, but I was hoping it was a Power Whip, but they're all running Mirror Shot and Power Whip. I did have one person run Flash Cannon. I gotta let this go through. Pretty much this game is over, to be honest. I can't really do anything. I gotta let that go through as well. So Power Whip. I should have threw on the Ferrothorn to get it out the way. Because you can see there, now I am debuffed, which is not good. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Frenzy Plant here. And I'm going to try to farm up. They're going to throw another Mirror Shot. 2, 3. Should have been thrown on good timing here. But we don't. They do let it go through. It's a Basti in the back, and yeah, nope, we can't do anything here. We're just gonna have to top left. They were playing with me the whole time. Now we're gonna see Altaria into a Credilli, which is okay. I'm gonna go for a right slide. They do end up shielding, and I'm like, okay. Usually when you see Altaria, there's probably something that's weak to grass in the back. So at this point, I really don't know what to do. Should I switch into my Venusaur? Do I? Yeah. So I end up switching down to my Venusaur. Because I wanted to make sure that they didn't have Future Sight, because I didn't want to get hit with a Future Sight. At this point, I'm thinking this is just the Moonblast. It is a Moonblast. We're gonna be able to farm down here. Nope, not right before they get to another move, which is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It's just a Grass Knot, but we are gonna be able to get the farm down here. And if they come into their Altaria, I would just start throwing out these Sludge Bombs here. And kind of looks like we have the alignment here, so I don't want to switch out. I want to try to make it to another Sludge Bomb. We don't make it to another Sludge Bomb. Then they switch out into a Quagsire, and at this point, I'm like, I think that they're gonna outpace me. I feel like they're gonna outpace me because they did have one mud shot advantage, but they don't end up throwing their move, which is really good for me. So I'm gonna be able to KO them there, and then now I just need to get to a weather ball here. We have a full, pretty much full health. Lowland Ninetales. We do make it to the weather ball, and we're gonna end up taking that game. They could have top left, but uh, maybe they thought I was gonna give them the win, but I can't unfortunately give him the win. So this was a 3-1-1 because we did end up tying. Is this going to be enough to hit legend? This is my fourth set, and we barely hit legend. So yeah, with 3005. So now this is the Pika Libre set, and we're gonna see. This is weird that they ended up swapping now. So I'm gonna come into my Venusaur, and I know this is gonna be a Stone Edge. I do not want to take a Stone Edge because this thing kind of hits hard, and Stone Edges really hit hard as well. I'm gonna farm up a little bit extra, thinking that they're gonna shield, but they don't end up shielding, which is fine. So I'm not gonna go ahead and let that go through. I'm gonna throw the Frenzy Plant right before they get to the Body Slam, and let's see, they do end up shielding, which is fine with me. At this point, I'm thinking that they're actually gonna send the nuke. So I do gotta let go because I want to see what move it is, just in case I need to shield. And then now I'm gonna come into Credilli. They come to a Scraggy. Oh yeah, I remember this matchup. I should have baited here. Yeah. So if I would have baited here, I do believe I would have won. But I did. Yeah. This is kind of dumb going straight for it, to be honest, because obviously they could just shield and then just go straight power up punch. And if I would have, no, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't have made it. I don't know. Would have been close. So now I'm hoping that we have enough damage. I needed to get to a weather ball, so this grass knot would be enough, but is unfortunately not going to be enough, and they're going to be able to farm us down completely, and we're going to end up losing that game. So now we're going to see Greninja into our Credilli. They're staying in, which is really weird. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through, knowing it's a Hydro Cannon. They're not going to go Night Slash. Hydro Cannon does do a lot of damage. Then they're going to come into a double, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the Grass Knot here. I'm going to farm up extra energy here. Knowing that they throw the Body Slam, I can just let this go through. I'm going to bank a move. I'm going to come out into my Alolan Ninetales, hoping that there's not a flyer in the back. If there is a flyer, then we're kind of out of luck. But we're going to go ahead and throw the weather ball here. It is enough to KO. They come into Greninja, and I'm like, why are they coming into Greninja? They double weak to grass? Or what? So now at this point, I'm going to come into Venusaur, try to get this farm down. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. It's just a nice slash. But eventually, I will have to shield here. I do believe I have to shield this one. Because Night Slash Greninja is actually very good at spamming out these moves, and it hits really hard. It hits really hard. So um we do get the second shield. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and straight go for the Grass Knight. Probably should have swapped out to get the Grass Knot and then throw the Frenzy, because the Frenzy would have did more. But we're gonna be able to Simo KO as we Bullet Seed down. Now we're gonna see a good lead here, and This is Azumarill. I do believe 2 Grass Knots is enough to KO, so I want to throw right before they even get to their Ice Beam. They're farming up extra energy. They make it to a not a Hydro Cannon, a Hydro Pump. They do end up throwing the pump, and I'm like, what? Okay. So now I'm gonna throw, hoping that they don't end up catching. Could have went for this Rock Slide here. That was overkill. Then they come into a Trevenant here, and I'm gonna go straight for the Rock Slide. They end up letting it go through, which is fine with me. Do I make it to another one? I don't make it to another one, and now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and shield this, hoping it's a Shadow Ball, not a bait. But it is a bait, and now I'm going to go ahead and throw, knowing that they're gonna probably end up shielding here to get their next move off. And yeah, they're gonna go ahead and shield. Now, I do call a bait here. They do end up throwing a weather ball. I mean a seed bomb, which is really, really good for me. They should have just they should have just threw the shadow ball, and because they ended up baiting, we're gonna end up winning that game. And they know that it's over for them. So now we're gonna see somebody that's actually pushing. And my friend in Discord was telling me that do we just give him the game because it's a poison jabber? Once again, like I said, poison is really bad for this team. So, but I was like, no, I'm gonna play it out. I don't just want to give him a free win, and I just want to, I want to try to see if I can win this, because if we do win this matchup here, then we would get our Pika Libre. So they do scold us. They end up going down. At this point, they come into a Ferrothorn. So this is really looking bad for us. Like, what? What? A poison jabber and a Ferrothorn? Okay. Um. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It's just a power whip. And then they swap out into a Haxorus. I swap out into my Alola Ninetales. They're gonna break and swipe. I'm gonna try to farm up extra energy here, throw right before they get to the next breaking swipe. They do end up shielding, which is weird. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, hoping it's not a surf. It is a surf, but we're at the move, so I'm gonna be able to under tap it. But I know that they're gonna shield here, and now I need to farm up extra energy here. I want to throw right before they get to a move, but I don't know how much energy they had, so I'm just gonna throw right away. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It is just a mirror shot, no debuff, so that's really good for us. We're trying to make sure that I throw in good timing here and throw the sludge bomb. We do get the sludge bomb off. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Just another mirror shot, farming up extra energy. And I need to make it to at least back-to-back frenzies here. And yep, nope. They're already at back-to-back moves. So I hope they made it to legend on the last day. And now this is the final match. Um, trying to get our Pika Libre. And we're gonna see Altaria in the lead, which is really good for us because these rock slides are gonna be doing super effective damage. And they end up shielding. Then they end up catching on Swampert. I'm like, no, why would they catch on Swampert? So this is looking really tricky for me. What do I do? I'm hoping this Hydro Cannon is not enough to KO, to either get the next shield or end up uh taking that, end up getting a switch. But we end up not getting switched. They end up going straight for the earthquake here, so I do end up shielding. I switch out into my my Alola Ninetales, and then they do another catch. These people are savages with the catches. That's 2 catches in one game. And I'm not trying to CMP them. I don't want to CMP them, knowing that if I do CMP them, that I'm gonna end up losing. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. No, that is not enough to KO. I'm gonna overfarm extra energy here because I want to make it to the back-to-back. And now I'm gonna throw my energy here. And since we're at back-to-back, we can throw back-to-back. And this Altaria is gonna get KO'd with this weather ball, and we're gonna end up taking this game. So what a journey. It took us a forever and a half. It took us the whole season basically to hit legend. So maybe this new season I can probably hit it um before early. Try to hit it early. So there's our Pika Libre. It is not shiny. It's not shiny. And then Raz Silver Pineapple with a Ultra Ball. and not very good IVs as you can see. But yes, we finally hit it. We got Legend, we got Pica Libre, and I guess now we're gonna start a new season. So if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.